Hello and welcome to the another tutorial of this Blockzie module. Particularly in this tutorial we are going to make a shooting game. So in this particular tutorial we are going to learn the logic and the coding behind the shooting game. And many of you have already played this game in your childhood. Now it's time for us to make this game by ourselves. So this particular tutorial is divided in three different parts. In the first, we will see the different sprites. After that, we will see different backdrops which we are going to need to create this game. And in the third section, we will see the coding. So what are the codes for this game? So this is the first part in which we are going to discuss the different sprites. As you can see on the screen, these are the different sprites which we are going to use in this game. We are going to need this when we are displaying the game over session. After that we will use this when player is going to win the game. To start the game we are going to use this play, and this is our player. This is two different pistols. This is one pistol and this is AK-47. After that we have different enemies, level 1 and level 2, and we have this second part in which we are going to see the backdrops. So we are going to use this two different backdrops for this game. This is the third part in which we are going to see the codes. So these are the codes which we are going to use. This is the coding, and we are going to now see this coding one by one steps in Blockzie. Let's start the coding in the Blockzie part. So we are going to see one by one steps. So first of all, we are going to have a backdrop and which we are going to paint. So specifically, we don't want this. So now I want a backdrop, something like this. Yes, so this should be my first backdrop while game is on, or the player and the game running time is still on. We need this plain background, and first one background we need first background we need as to display the name of game. So this is a game of shooting game, right? So we are going to add a text over here which is shooting game, and we are going to make this color white to make it visible. And we can change this also. These are the different types which are available. So this is how our game should look like, right? So this is our first background, this is our second background. So these are the two different backgrounds which we are going to use. After that we want some sprites which are not available in this particular blogs. Is choose a sprite section. So we are going to again paint, and in paint also we are going to use the square, but this particular square should not be in color of, you can say, yes. So we need this particular shade, right? And we need different sprites. For example, first we need to display play, means we need to start our game, so we are going to need this as a play. So for play we don't need this much space, we can use it for game over and when a player wins. So first when game is over, then we need to display the game over on screen, hence we are using game writing game over on screen and make it white. Make it large. Yes, so make it just large. Make it like something like this. And also for a change we can use this also. Okay, in the middle, something like this. It's not proper yet. Okay, this looks good. After that, we also need to display when player is winning. So we will now make it a duplicate also and just changing the text time here that the player has won. So you can write it as yes, you won the game. And you can add smiley or something like that if you want. You want. Or if you don't want to write it as like this, you can make it something like this also. And make it large and in center. Now I'm just hiding it to make it visible. Okay. Okay. This is game over. This is you won. After that, we need two different levels, level 1 and level 2. For that, I am also using this, just changing the text level 1 and I'm making it a bit smaller, and you can see that level 1, which is pistol. Yes. Okay, so this is level 1. Make it here. After that, level 2, which is AK-47. Just making it again. Okay, in the center also. After that, what we are going to need is we are going to need now to add another sprite, which is also we are going to make by painting. Yes, So for that, we are going to add a play and yes, we're going to fill it again with the same color. Just going to check this. This is not the color we want right now. Okay, let me just, yes, making it gray. And make a play named label using which we are going to start our game. So this is something like a square in which we are going to write play, play, and just changing the color. Okay, so this is one. Also, we just need to make it a little bit bigger. Done. So this is our icon using which we are going to start game, which is play. After that, we need another sprite, and that particular sprite is also we are going to make in paint. So in paint, we want its outline, and yes, black of thickness more, and to fill this and the green color. Okay, this is something like this, but just a smaller outline. Yes. So this is our player one. Also, we need another same, right? This one and this one. So these are the two different sprites, and we are going to change the name. We are naming it as bottom enemy 1, bottom enemy 2. Also, we need two different sprites like this. Just we need to change the color, and we're going to fill this as this. Okay, so this is one, this is top one, top enemy 2. I'm just going to delete it and make its duplicate, which is the top one. So we have this much different sprites. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. These are the 4 sprites. Now we need pistols and AK-47. Also that we are going to make in paint. So in paint, for bullet we are making it as rectangle, a rectangle something like this, and which color is, and the color is yellow. Okay, the yellow color. So I'm naming it as pistol. This is one kind of bullet. So this is pistol bullet. Also, we need another one, which is AK-47. AK-47, and we are going to name it as AK-47. Yes. Done. And I'm going to name it as AK-47. AK-47 bullet, pistol bullet. Now we have two different bullets. Also, we need another sprite, which is our player. That is the main part. So we are also going to paint that in the rectangle. So we need a rectangle of color red. Yes, red color. Now we need to make it as something like this and this. Yes, so this is our player. Just a minute. Yes, from here. Okay. From here to this point. So this is our player. And we are going to name it as a player. Now let's move on to coding section. This is our player, this is two bullets, these are the different enemies, and these are sprites. So this is the one sprite which is I'm going to name as game over. The sprite is you one. This is level 1, or we can name it as wave 1. Wave 2. This is play button. Now first we are going to start our coding with play button, because this is the one in which we are going to start our game. So the play button, what should it do, that when you are going to start your game, then your background would be this. This one would be your background. Okay. So these are the different background, two backgrounds, and the first one is this shooting game. I'm just hiding it now. We want this play button, and this is our play button, and these are the one with which we are going to start our coding. So what it should do, that as soon as we click on green flag, its size should be something like this. For now it is small, so I'm just making it big, and it should go to in a middle part, which is um, something like x is equals to 0, to make it look good. Okay, and minus 50, so it should go to this. Okay, somewhere here. Now after that, what we want is, we want this sprite in the appearing mode, means this is the starting part and we need to press the button, hence we need this sprite on the screen, so we are using it as show. And as soon as you click on the sprite, you want the game to start, so we are using this, that when this sprite is clicked, we want to broadcast a message. We need to broadcast a message. Which kind of message we want to broadcast is start game. Okay, so we want game to start as soon as you press this button, and we are attaching the block which says broadcast this message. And after that, we want our background to switch to this, so we are using it as switch backdrop to this particular backdrop. So this is drop 1, and this particular is a shooting game. Sorry, this is the plain one. and this is as shooting game. So what it should do is it should switch the backdrop to this backdrop, and after that what we want is we want this particular to be displayed. Hence what we need to do is now we want some variables, right? So in this game we are started with play button. After that we need to display scores, right? So we need some variables. First variable which we are going to use is we have two different sprites, right? Two different types of but bullets, but one is AK-47 and another one is a simple pistol. So we need both of them as a variable. So this is one and this is the another one which is pistol. So these are the two different variables. Also we need to display that how many enemies the player has killed till now when the game is running. So we will display it by naming it as killed, how many killed. So this as killed, and after that also we need to display that how many lives the player has. So we are making it as lives to display the how many time is remaining for the player to run. So these are the four different variables which we are going to use. So as you click on this play button, what should it do? That it should set lives to 5. We are making lives 5, and at starting the enemies killed by player would be 0. So as soon as you press on play button and the shooting game starts its initial stage, the lives player has is total 5. It has total 5 chances to run the game. So we are setting live with lives variable as 5, and it has killed 0 enemies because it is just a beginning of the game. Hence we are setting the killed variable at 0 when the sprite is clicked or in initial mode. So these are the two variables which we are setting when the sprite is clicked. And as soon as you press on play button and game starts or the game is going to begin, this particular play button or this particular play area should be hidden, because now the game has started. It should hide its appearance. So after this it should hide. So I am using this hide block. And when the flag is clicked, means you are clicking this flag and shooting game is just beginning with its title and this play button. At that time you don't need these variables on the screen, okay, on the beginning screen or in the initial part, right? Only and only what you need at the beginning is the title of the game and the button to start the game. So this particular is going to be appear when you are on the first or the home page or home screen of that game, but you don't need these variables at that point of time to be shown. So we are going to hide these variables, this all four variables. So what we are going to add is we are going to add hide variable, also duplicate of this, means hide AK-47, also hide kill, hide pistol, and hide lives. These all four blocks or these four variables should be in hidden position, and we are going to add this, that it should go to front layer and after that it should be appear. So this is the coding for play button. After that we are going to make code for player, that what should player do. Your player should what should it do? So your player is somewhere here, and what it should do is when you click on flag means event. Okay, so when you click on flag, your player should be at x is equals to 0 and y is equals to 0 means in the middle part or in the center. So I am using x is equals to 0 and y is equals to 0. And it should point itself towards 90-degree means as it is. And at that beginning screen, it should not be appeared. Hence, I'm using this hide block to hide this sprite. After that, what should it do? That when you click that sprite or you receive a wave 1. So when you receive this wave 1 message, so when I receive, we are creating a message which is wave 1. So what should it do that when are you are receiving this message, your sprite should appear on screen because now it is the time to start the game. Hence this is the one block which is going to make the sprite of player visible on screen. So I am using this show variable. After that, what we need is we need first to wait for some seconds to start the game means to start the enemies to come on the screen. So for that we need a wait block. After that it will be shown, and what we need to do is we need to make this player's movement means if you press a specific button it should go in right, you click on the specific button it should go in left, up and down. So we are going to make this by using this, sorry. So we need a control block which is forever block, and what it should do that it should control the movement of your sprite of player. So we are adding that by using this condition that when I press left arrow key it should go here, when I press right arrow key it should go in forward direction, when I press up arrow key it should go in upward direction, and when I press the down arrow key it should go in the downward direction. So I'm going to make it by this sensing blocks which is here. When the up arrow key pressed, what it should do that it should go in the upward direction. Now upward direction means we are changing the y coordinates only. X should remain constant or 0. It should change only its y direction. Hence you will see the sprite as going into the upward direction. So we are adding a block which is going to help to go sprite in the upward direction, and this is the sprite. So change y by 10, and changing y by 10 will make sprite go in upward direction. Okay, so we are not making it 10, we are just changing it and making it 3 because we don't want it to go many step up many step low, we want small changes. Hence I changed 10 and make it 3. After that we need another block, this we need. Now we need this particular sprite to go in downward direction. So in downward direction what would be happening that its y position will change and it will go in the minus or negative direction. Hence I will make it -3 just to make the downward position or make it go in downward direction. Similar for right and left. When I press right arrow key it should change its x coordinate now. Why it's x coordinate? Because x coordinate is your horizontal movement and y is your vertical movement. Now you want your sprite to go forward and go backward, hence I'm going to use this change x block. Similarly here change x block. Now if we are changing its x coordinate positively, it will go in forward direction, and if I am using minus or negative sign over here, it will go in backward. So we are again using 3 and minus 3 for here, and this would be done by left arrow key. So when I press left arrow key, it should go in backward direction, which is change x by 3, and when I press right arrow key, change x by positive 3. So these are the movements which is going to be done when you press this particular keys. And what should it do? That what happens when you display this game over section, right? So game over can be made by adding another condition, that what should this player do, that when its lives comes to 0, means this particular sprite has 5 lives or 5 chances, but at 0 what should do is going to be done by adding another condition, and which is if, and using this operator block I'm adding that condition. So what should it do, that as soon as the lives over here comes to 0, means less than or greater than 0, okay, less than 0, less than or equal to 0, comes to less than or equal to 0, this sprite should broadcast a message, and that message would be game over. So we need another conditional block, which is this less than, because we don't have particular less than and 0 block, so we are making it possible by using first this or operation and this particular 2, means or operation first, and after that it will check this and this. Okay, so for that what we need, that lives, if lives is less than 0, so we will make it first 0, and if lives is equals to 0, so I'm adding 0 over here, and lives from here, if lives is less than 0, if lives is equal to 0, then what should it do? It should broadcast a message, the another message. So we are clicking on to new message, and that is game over. it, it should make a message naming game over. So this is the coding for this particular player. Now what we need is, we need this. So first we are going to make it size by 50, and so when flag is clicked, the pistols, when you are clicking on green flag, the pistols or number of pistols available would be set at 20, means in total we have 20, we are making it as 20 pistols should be is equals to 20, and particularly it should first hide in the initial stage. Okay, so in initial stage what should it do, that it should hide itself, and after some time, means after some point of time, when I receive wave 1, means if when this message is displayed, what should it do, that it should wait for some time, and first it needs to hide itself, go to back layer, And after that, what should it do? That we are making a condition right now, that if and else. We are using if else condition and also a if condition. First we are using if condition and then we will use if and else. First is and if the mouse is down, if mouse is down, then what should it do? Then it should do this. If the mouse is down, then it should check the number of pistols, means how many pistols are there. If the number of pistol is equals to 0 or less than 0, then what should it do? So for now I'm just making it invisible, that I can see there's different players and bullets easily and make our coding. So for that, what we are going to use is we are going to make a condition again, which is first is or. If the pistols are greater than or less than or equals to this or this. So we are making it less than and equal to both using or operator. So less than or equal to. So what less than? Variable pistol. If pistol is less than 0, again if pistols number of pistols is equals to 0, then what should it do? That it should start a sound, and we are going to add another sound from here, which is crank. So it should start a sound of crank and wait for a second, and after that it will broadcast a message of wave 2. First we had wave 1, now we have wave 2. And we are broadcasting this message using this. Else what should it do? Else it should point towards mouse pointer, means wherever mouse is going it should follow that particular. So we are making it by using point towards mouse pointer and go to player. Here we are using it as player. It should go to player every time and start a sound. We are giving it sound when we are when the player is firing the bullet, which kind of sound it should make, and if it is going to enemy and make enemy killed, what kind of sound it should have. So these are the two different sounds which we are using or adding. Let's just check this sound, which is wood tap. So we are making that particular sound using this wood tap sound. And as soon as it is clicking and making the particular is killed, then change the pistol by 1. Means we are using a pistol, hence the one pistol is used, or you can say the number of pistols is decreasing because you are making a pistol fire, hence the number of pistols left or number of bullets left in the player would be decreased by 1. So as you fire one bullet, the number of total bullet would be decreased, and we are making that using this change block that change the number of pistol by -1, means it will decrease. After that, what we are going to use is it will create the clone of itself. What it would do is it would do create clone of itself, and it will wait now until when. So until it is the mouse, or it is not touching the mouse, or not happening the mouse down position. So we are making that not statement using this particular boolean block, and we are adding condition by this mouse down. It will wait until your mouse is getting down, and after that it will create its self clone. So this is the half coding for our this pistol. Now we are seeing the code for another bullet, which is AK-47. That what should AK-47 do? First we will see this level 1's code, that what should it do. Now let us make it here, level 1, which is pistol. So as soon as you click on green flag, it should go in the middle, something like this, or you can make it here also. Okay, so it should go at x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0, and in the beginning it also should be in hide position or hide mode. Now this level 1 would be displayed when you are initially starting your game. So game 1, or the game's first level, is using pistol bullet. So as soon as you click on play button, this screen would be appeared. So we are using this as a message. When I receive a message, means when I receive start game, means when this particular sprite is receiving a message of game is starting, then what should it do? It should broadcast another message, which is wave 1. It should broadcast this message and it should appear on screen. So we are using this show block, and this particular sprite should go to front layer for that, and it will wait for some seconds to game start, and it will be appear for 3 seconds on screen, because we are displaying that this is the level 1, which is pistol level. So for that particular time we are making it for 3 seconds. So for 3 seconds the display will have this particular text, which is level 1 pistol. After 3 seconds again we need this sprite to be in hide mode, and it should show some variables, which are show variable. First one is how many lives, or how many are killed, and how many lives are there. So this is the coding for this level 1 sprite. After that we need to see the coding for this particular enemies, that what should these enemies do, how it would behave, and how they are going to make its their entry or their exit or their movements. So first we are seeing this enemies, and we are starting the step by step process for that, and which are the top enemies, top and bottom enemies, and we are making the code now for that particular section. So what should it do is, when first of all what we need is, we what it should do when I receive message of wave 1, and what should it do when it have a message as wave 2. So first of all it should create its own clone, and after some time, when I so we are using it as, when I start as clone, or when I start as a clone. So when I start as a clone, what should it do? That first we are defining its position, that at which position it should go. So first it should go from x is equals to anywhere from here to here. It should pick any position from minus 2 110 to plus 2 110. Pick any random number, but here we are fixing one point, which is y, and after that it should appear on screen. After that we want this particular as go from here, here from anywhere. So as this is the top enemy, so we are fixing its top position, means we are fixing its y position. So we are making a block of condition block. So what should it do? That when this bullet is getting fired, and as soon as it touches this particular, means as soon as it is the particular this is touching this, okay, so as soon as this bullet is touching this enemy, so I'm just reducing its size again, okay, size of this also. So as soon as this bullet is touching this, it should be disappeared, okay, and this bullet from this particular player is making this enemy killed. So this player has just killed the enemy, hence the number of killed enemy should be increased, right? As soon as this bullet is passing through this and making this enemy killed, the number of killed enemy should be increased its value. So we are making this as a condition, that if touching, means if this sprite is touched by this, which is pistol bullet, if this sprite is touched by pistol bullet, then the variable of this should change by 1, which killed, the number of killed would be increased, and after that we need to delete this clone, and what should it do? That it should point towards, always and always towards this player, that it should come towards the player. So we are making that using this point towards player, sorry, player, okay, point towards player and move 2 steps, means it should continuously come to player. So we are making that move using this, but slowly, and it should move and come towards this player. After that, if what if the enemy is touching player, means if the player misses the chance to kill this enemy and enemy comes in the contact with the player, what will happen? We'll see in this part, that what if this particular enemy is touching the player, then the lives of player will be decreased, means the lives, total lives it has will be decreased by 1. Okay, so if it is touching player, then the lives of player, total lives of player will be changed. Sorry, the lives, and the lives would be decreased, which is -1. And at that particular time we need to play a sound, means we need on the game to be displayed as the enemy has touched the player, as the player is gone into negative marks, and that particular section we are making as this. If enemy touches player, then this particular sound will start playing, and after some time we need this particular clone also to be deleted. So delete this clone again as soon as this process gets done, and this particular phenomena should go in repeat, means we need a forever block. So in forever block we had add these two conditions, and we are adding this over here. After that, what happens when this particular two messages received by this particular enemy is, it should wait. When it is receiving wave 1, then it would be in the waiting mode for 3 seconds, and after that it will hide itself. And it will also wait and it will create clone of itself, and after that this particular phenomena will be start. So it will wait, and for that we are using that for 1 to 4, means from 1 to 4 second it will do this. And what will happen if it is receiving this message that wave 2 is on, then it should stop, the scripts in sprite, and it should delete this clone. Okay, and this is the bottom enemy. Also these two are kind of similar, they just need the different algorithms, which are, so we need both this is top enemy one, this is bottom enemy one, so the coding for this will be similar, just okay. Okay, this is the bottom, and y is equals to -170, and for top we are using y as positive. So for this also we are going to wait for 3 seconds, and all the other things are same, just this is changed. It should change its lives, it should change the number of killed enemies and everything else. After that, we have another one, which is this. And for that, also we need the similar code, and we are just, sorry. And in here. So in here, what is going to be changed is from its 170 to the minus 170. That is the only difference. So for this, we are using minus 170. Just the another one thing we need to change is these particulars, or these are this top two and bottom two. These two are for pistols, means now we have this another, we have changed this particular for AK-47. So we have AK-47 also, and we have pistol also. So these two are for pistols, or you can say these two are for AK-47 and these two are for pistol. So in this we are going to make it by pistols, and for this we are going to make it as AK-47, which is AK-47, and the size of each and every one is 50. Also the size is 50, 50, 50 and 50. And the another message is wave 3. So the second one is for wave 3, which is if I am receiving this wave 2, then wait for 3 seconds, hide and pick from 1 to 5 and create a clone of myself. And when I start as a clone, what should it do? That it should go to any from this minus 210 to plus 210, and y is equals to minus 170 starts showing. If it is touching AK-47, means this sprite is touching AK-47, then the score of killed will be increased and the clone will be deleted. It will point toward player and move 2 steps. And if it is touching player, means if this enemy is touching player, then the lives of player will be decreased. So that would be minus, that would be done by minus 1, and it will start the sound and delete its clone. After that, when the wave 3 message is received, then stop other scripts and delete the clone. Also we need this as wave 3. If wave 3 is received, then stop other script and delete this clone, when I received wave 2, now here we have wave 2, means the level is changed, means level two's notification is getting by this particular sprite, then it will wait first and then hide, and it will start its clone after waiting for this particular seconds, and it will start done, it will start its process as soon as it is making itself clone. So this was the coding for this four enemies. Now we will see the coding for this particular AK-47, that what should happen with AK-47. So first, when flag is clicked, means at the initial position, what should it do, that the total number of AK-47, means we have set this particular variable for 40. So set AK total AK-47 at 40, because we have made the pistols at 20, so we are making it as 40. So set score at 40, and in the initial stage it should be in hiding mode. After that, what it should do, that when it is receiving wave 2, means AK-47 will come into picture in level 2. So as soon as it is receiving wave two's message, it will start its work. So what should it do, that first it should wait for some second, and after that it will be in hide position, and it will go in the back layer. After that it will start its process, which is point toward my mouse pointer, point toward mouse pointer, and whenever your mouse pointer is going, it will follow its direction, and it will go to player, because it is going to be follow its player. So go to player, and now we are making some conditions. What if it is touching player, what if it is touching this bullet? So these are going to be made by using different control blocks. The first one is this: if what happens if mouse is down, then what should happen is, there are two different conditions which we are going to add when mouse is down. If the number of, we are also using this as AK-47's total number, means first in the initial position we have total 40, but what if the number of total bullets reaches to 0 or less than 0, then what should it do is this condition. So we are making this condition as less than or equals to. Now we are using the variable AK-47. If AK-47's score is less, value or number of AK-47's bullets is less than or 0, then it should start a sound again to give it a sign, which is crank again. So we need to add the crank sound from here. So add crank sound. So crank sound is added. After that, wait for some second, which is 1, and broadcast a message of wave 3. After that, what should it do? Means if this criteria is not followed or this condition is wrong, what if this condition is wrong? Then this will be added into this else section, and which is go to player, means the player is missing this enemy or is missing its shooting to enemies function. Then what happens is the player is going the enemy is going to touch this player and the player's lives will be decreased. Okay, so this is the condition which we are going to add using code, and it will point towards mouse pointer. It will create its own clone, create clone of itself. After that, it will wait for some minor seconds, let us say 0.05, and it will start a sound of touching the player, which is also would tap. The another sound when enemy is touching player. Then the total lives of player would be decreased. Total lives of player would be decreased by 1. So we are adding as -1, sorry. The total AK-47 will be decreased. And what if, what, see here we have started a clone of itself. Means when it is creating its own clone, what should it do? That it should be in appear mode. First we have hidden this sprite, and now we want the sprite visible on screen. Hence we are adding this show block, and what it should do, that it should do or follow this in loop again and again, which is repeat until. We are adding this as repeat until when? So repeat until touching edge or touching the bottom enemy or top enemy, any enemy. So we are going to add this particular by adding the OR operations. So these are the three different ORs. So in the first, we are adding if touching edge. In the second one, we are adding if touching bottom enemy 2. And in the third, if the sprite or AK-47 bullet is touching top enemy 2. Then what should happen is it should move until it is not touching any of this. It should start its going forward motion. Means if it is not touching this edge or not touching this enemy 1, enemy 2, if it is not touching anything, that it should go forward, 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 forward. Means we are adding this as move forward for 40 steps, and after some point of time it will delete its clone. And this is for when I start as clone. What if we need this another duplicate block, which is when it start as clone, Mrs. Sprite starts as a clone, what should it do? That it should repeat. We are using this again. Just we don't need this. We just need this. If we are adding a condition of if touching bottom enemy. What if it is touching the enemy? Means AK-47 has catched its enemy. Then what should it happen? Then it should wait for minor seconds, which are 0.01 seconds, and we need to delete this clone after that particular time. Then it should be disappear, means as soon as it touches its enemy, means it has fulfilled its function, means bullet touches enemy and it has killed its enemy, that after that particular function of bullet of AK-47, it should be disappeared, so it should be deleted. So delete this clone. So this is the coding for this particular AK-47. Now what if the score is low, means the player has not won. If the player has won, then we have this, you won, and if this, then we have game over. Means when game when and only when game over will be displayed. So we are going to decide that now. So when this, at which particular time this is going to be displayed, then this is going to decide by this. When I receive game over, means this particular sprite is receiving the message of game over, then it should go at this particular, means you can say in center also. It should go in center. It should go to front layer also. Go to front layer. When game over is displayed, every other thing should be in hide mode. So we are going to hide the variables when game over is displayed. So we have four variable. Four of all the fours should be in hide position, and this particular sprite will be appeared on screen. All the four variables are going to be disappeared from screen, and only game over would be displayed. And as soon as we displayed this game over, means every other thing, game over means we don't need any other thing to start, means stop everything. This is the ending of game, hence we need to declare it as game over, right? So we are going to stop everything else using this block, which is stop all. And at the beginning, when we are clicking on green flag and game is starting and every other thing, it should be in hide position. Only when it is getting the message of game over, after that this will be the starting, or this will be the function to be done by this game over sprite, and until then it should be in hide mode. After that we have u1, right? So this is the particular thing when the player has won the game. So when this particular sprite would be appear is at the starting, means in beginning part, this particular sprite would be in disappearing mode, means when flag is clicked you don't need to display this you won. You first need to game to start. So at that particular time we need this sprite in hide position, and when it is receiving wave 3, means it has successfully completed level 1 of pistol and level 2 of AK-47, then and only then you can decide that the player has won. Means after completing two successful levels, it will be displayed as wave 3, and when I receive wave 3, then and only then this particular text would be on screen. So for that also we are using this go to block, that it should go to x is equals to 0 and y is equals to 0. And when you are displaying this as player 1, also at that particular time we need to hide the other variables, which are AK-47, also killed, also lives. Also pistol. So these are the four variables which are going to be disappeared, and this particular sprite needs to go to front layer. After that, appear on screen, and as soon as we have the declaration of the player as a winner, after that also we need everything to stop. So stop all, because now we have our winner. So stop everything else. And also we need, so we can also add this backdrop and this switching game and this backdrop. So when flag is clipped, when we need this to be displayed. So when flag is clicked, switch backdrop to shooting game, wait for a second, and after that what we need is, we need as to be displayed. And now we also need to make it work, which is the level 2, means when we need level 2, which is AK-47's level, we when we need that particular section is to be displayed is when in the initial position, when flag is clicked, it should go to x is equals to 0 and y is equals to 0, which is the standard area where everything should be in the center. And at that particular time we need this as hide. After that, when it receives a message of wave 2, means when it is receiving of wave 2 means now the level 2 is getting started. So when it is receiving that particular message, we need that now it is time for AK-47's level or round. So we need the pistol variable in hide mode, also the number of persons killed, and also the number of lives. We need to hide that variables, and this particular sprite should be on screen after that. So first we have hidden it in the beginning, and when we are going to move forward with level 2, we need this sprite as to be displayed on screen, which is second part. After that we need it to go to front layer and wait for some seconds, and after that we are making it as a display, which is we see in games, like we have a display of giving us message as we are going to make our second level. So this is the particular time which we are giving our level 2's display to be displayed on screen, means this particular level 2 AK-47 name display would be appear on screen for 3 seconds, and after 3 seconds the another second round will be start. So after some point of time, means 3 seconds, it should also be in hide mode or position, and after that the level 2 has started, means after this level 2 has started. So in level 2 we want to show variable AK-47, means we need to see how many AK-47's bullets are remaining. So this is going to be done by show variable. Also we need to see how many enemies the player has killed till now. So this is going to be done by show variable killed. and how many lives the player has. So first we need to hide them, and after that we need to display AK-47. We don't need pistol bullets because it is the level 2 of AK-47, so we need only and only this variable. So this is going to be done like this. And as soon as you complete your project, just give it a name as shooting game and save it to your computer or save it to your device, something like this. Save and start playing the game. So this was all about the shooting game, and I hope you liked the game. So create a coding, make your own shooting game, and happy playing. We will see you in the next tutorial. Thank you so much.